coming up on Retirement Solutions Television.
When you retire, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, and you won't even see it coming. When you claim your Social Security benefits, you could be taxed on as much as 85% of those benefits. So that's right, 85%. So the money you were counting on to help you fund your basic living expenses in retirement, it's now a fraction of what it's supposed to be.
Here's the reality. We need to understand and have a plan, right?
That's right, it all starts with a plan, and what we like to do is we like to talk to each one of you as an individual, and we'll start today with Doug, Double Tax. So let's talk about how families can do that. What do they need to do? If you're watching the show today, we want to help you have a plan and a strategy, and it comes with education.
That's right.
And now your hosts of Retirement Solutions Television, the Retirement Brothers, Tyson and Ryan Thacker.
Welcome to Retirement Solutions Television. I'm Ryan Thacker along with my brother Tyson.
We've got an action-packed show for you today, and we're going to start right here, right now.
When you retire, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, and you won't even see it coming. When you claim your Social Security benefits, you could be taxed on as much as 85% of those benefits. So that's right, 85%. So the money you were counting on to help you fund your basic living expenses in retirement, it's now a fraction of what it's supposed to be. But you have a choice. You can do nothing, or, and risk a chance of giving a big chunk to Uncle Sam, or you can create a strategy that could save you thousands of dollars in taxes. Remember, it's not what you make, it's what you keep. Coming up in the show, we'll reveal how to avoid the Social Security tax trap and save yourself possibly tens of thousands of dollars and even possibly more. Tyson, why is this ton of bricks so heavy, and why is it so important to know as you go into retirement?
You know, this is an important topic that we wanted to bring out today. There's a recent study by U.S. News that talked about over 40%.
Wow, 40%.
40% of all those receiving Social Security are paying tax on it. And most people have no idea. It's something called provisional income. And as we talk about provisional income, it's really important to understand that this is a measure of how the government decides when and how you pay your Social Security. Now that's a moving target. So it's important for everyone to understand that that's a piece of the equation.
Well, and besides provisional income, there's this thing called required minimum distributions.
Oh, this is a big one.
We talk about magic birthdays on the show. One of those magic birthdays is age 70 and a half. At age 70 and a half, what will happen is you will have to start taking money out of your qualified retirement accounts, and that's something that's very important to watch because that can add up to taxes.
And most people have no clue how much that's going to look like. When somebody comes in and talks to us, that becomes a big piece of the equation that we can talk through that as it is the required minimum distribution. Lastly, what we want to focus on is how you take your income. There's all of these different types of accounts: IRAs, 401ks, brokerage accounts, savings accounts. And as you look at each one of these, they're taxed differently. And so it's an important piece of the equation to understand how that looks and what that's going to mean in retirement, right?
Well, and I think most of you, when you're watching this show, you're thinking, okay, I'm okay for retirement. I've got everything set because I've got some money saved in my IRA or 401k. But here's the challenge: the different areas where you pull your money. For example, if you're going to pull it out of a Roth IRA versus a 401k, the taxes will be different, and that can have a drastic impact on your Social Security.
And I want to go back to the required minimum distribution for just a moment. The earlier you plan for this, and we have strategies that can help people draw money out of their accounts in a tax-free way, or maybe pay taxes right up front and never pay taxes again. The reality is there has to be a plan, right?
It all starts with a plan, and it starts with education, and that's why we do all of the education right here on the show.
So how and when you claim your Social Security benefits will determine how much you pay in taxes on your benefits. In fact, you could be taxed on as much as 85% of your benefits. Think about that, Ryan, 85%. So the money you were counting on to help fund your retirement is now a fraction of what you thought it was going to be. Learn how you could pay fewer in taxes on Social Security benefits and literally keep this money for yourself with our customized Social Security analysis. It's quick, it won't cost you a dime, and it could literally save you tens of thousands of dollars, possibly more. So if you've saved at least $200,000 for retirement, be one of the first 10 viewers right now to receive your complimentary customized Social Security analysis. Give us a call right now at 801-610-1234.
You know, you could be taxed on as much as 85% of your Social Security benefits. Coming up next, we'll reveal more on how you could avoid the Social Security tax trap and keep more of this money for yourself. You won't want to miss this. Join us after the break.
You're watching Retirement Solutions Television, Utah's Retirement TV.
You made it. Years of hard work, investing, planning, and now you're here. The long-awaited reward you spent a lifetime looking forward to. But what now? After years of growing a nest egg, now you may want to manage it. Use it to fund your dreams. Make it last as long as you need it. And leave some for those you love. So what do? Wall Street continues to be uncertain, and some conservative options have dropped through the floor. How do you maintain opportunities for growth and reduce risk of loss from market changes? That's where we come in. We are financial professionals. From investments and insurance products to tax reduction strategies and guaranteed retirement income you cannot outlive, provided by the claims-paying ability of insurance companies. You've worked a lifetime to get here. Let us help you enjoy it to the fullest. For a complimentary consultation, simply contact us today.
You're watching Retirement Solutions Television, Utah's Retirement TV.
Welcome back. When you claim your Social Security benefits, you could be taxed on as much as 85% of your benefits. So the money you were counting on to help pay for your basic living expenses is now just a fraction of what you thought it was going to be. Coming up in this segment, we're going to reveal how you could avoid the Social Security tax trap and save yourself thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars in taxes, possibly more. So Ryan, with that, here's the reality. We need to understand and have a plan, right?
That's right. It all starts with a plan. And what we like to do is we like to talk to each one of you as an individual. And we'll start today with Doug Double Tax. Now, Doug's been working his entire life. He's been working the last 35 years doing the same job. Now, he's planning on going into retirement and having a great retirement.
Feeling pretty good about things, right?
Who doesn't want to think about golf?
That's right.
And all the fun things that happen with retirement. But you know, Doug has a little bit of a challenge, and he doesn't even know about the ton of bricks that's about ready to hit him.
Oh, this is big.
Bam. Doug Double Tax, the reason why is because he's single. Now what happens is he goes into retirement, you start to lose deductions. The house is paid off. There's not any more kids in the house. And so the deductions disappear, and what that translates into is more tax. On top of that, what Doug does not understand is he's going to have a magic birthday. Tyson, what age is that magic birthday?
It's 70 and a half. And as you look at that 70 and a half, most people start to have some anxiety as they get closer to that because they realize for the first time we're going to have to start paying taxes on our IRAs and 401ks if we've never taken anything out of it, right?
That's right. So the reason why we call him Doug Double Tax, and by the way, as you're watching this, you need to think about your own scenario because this is very important. Before he hits his magic birthday, he's paying $4,375 in tax when it comes to taxes on his money. Doesn't seem too bad. He's like, you know what, that's okay. It's actually less than what I was paying. But what happens when he hits the magic birthday after age 70 and a half? What happens?
So this is something that happens all the time. People don't think about, and when he hits 70 and a half, the next year he pays taxes, it ended up being $9,236.
Wow, more than double.
More than double, just because of the required minimum distribution. There was no planning done, there was no focus on what was going to happen when that happened, and as a result, he's surprised.
Now, you may be sitting there thinking, what if this happens to me? Well, guess what, folks? It's very simple to start having a conversation and thinking about this right now.
Absolutely.
When is the best time to plan? We like to say on the show all of the time, remember, retiring successfully today doesn't happen by accident. It starts with a plan. Why is a plan important, Tyson?
A plan makes all the difference, especially the earlier you start, because you can look at how that's going to impact you. In fact, when somebody comes in and sees us in our office, we focus on your customized situation, how it's going to work for you, and what's next. We like to look at this as a forward-looking strategy instead of maybe looking in the rearview mirror, right?
That's right. This is complicated, and it gets more difficult every day because of all the rules that changes with Social Security, with tax laws. This is not a do-it-yourself project. What you need is a qualified professional that can help look at your individual situation. We have a one-page simplified plan. We like to call that the Boss Retirement Blueprint, because it helps you have clarity around what you're planning on doing for retirement and look forward so that you can avoid these potential pitfalls and trap doors that are out there.
In fact, Leonardo da Vinci said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And that's how it should be as far as somebody's retirement plan as well, right?
That is right. And how and when you claim your Social Security benefits will have a big impact in your individual plan. And it will determine how much you pay in taxes on your benefits. In fact, you could be taxed on as much as 85%. That's right, Tyson, 85%. That is a big number. So the money you're counting on to help fund your retirement could be a fraction of what you thought it was going to be in retirement. Learn how you could pay possibly fewer taxes on your Social Security benefits and keep this money for yourself with a customized Social Security analysis. It's quick, it won't cost you a dime, and it could literally save you tens of thousands of dollars, possibly even more.
That's true.
If you saved at least $200,000 for retirement, be one of the first 10 callers to give us a call right now so that you can receive your complimentary customized Social Security analysis. Call us at 801-610-1234. Again, that's 801-610-1234. Don't miss this opportunity. We can't do it for everyone. Give us a call now.
We just talked about 85% of your Social Security benefits being taxed. Discover how to avoid more of these tax traps coming up next.
You're watching Retirement Solutions Television, Utah's Retirement TV.
You're on the back nine heading for the clubhouse. Your dreams of spending time with family and enjoying retirement are just within reach. What happens if you end up in the rough? In these uncertain times, it's crucial to be prepared with sound advice. Boss Retirement Solutions is one of Utah's premier retirement planning specialists. For a complimentary consultation, call 801-610-1234. Boss Retirement Solutions. Plan to retire well.
Life, a series of moments. A touch, a look, a laugh. Successful people. It might not be superior imagination. It just might be superior retirement planning. Imagine what's next. Plan today, own tomorrow.
Call Boss Retirement Solutions, 801-610-1234.
You're watching Retirement Solutions Television, Utah's Retirement TV.
Welcome back. Today we're talking about the Social Security tax trap. You've worked hard, you've saved for retirement, but when you finally claim your Social Security benefits, you could pay taxes on as much as 85% of your benefits.
Most
Tyson.
people think that's crazy.
It's massive and it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. But you could get away with possibly paying fewer taxes on your Social Security benefits. How does this happen? Coming up in this segment, we're going to reveal how you could avoid the Social Security tax trap and save yourself tens of thousands of dollars in taxes, possibly more. Tyson, we talked in the last section about Doug Double Tax. We've got a new couple to introduce, and it doesn't get any better.
Yes, this is Mr. and Mrs. Triple Tax.
Ouch.
Doug was single, now we've got a couple, and you look at how much they're paying before they get to the required minimum distribution. So Ryan, remind everyone what a required minimum distribution is.
So a required minimum distribution happens when you reach age 70 and a half. Uncle Sam allowed you to put your money into your paychecks and your retirement accounts pre-tax. It grew tax deferred, which really just means you're kicking the tax can down the road.
That's right.
Now it's 70 and a half, whether you want to or not, whether you need to or not, you have to take what's called a required minimum distribution. Tyson, in the case of Mr. and Mrs. Triple Tax, what's the problem?
So before they went into the required minimum distributions, they were paying $14,376
Wow.
a year in taxes. But Ryan, it gets a lot worse when the required minimum distribution stops getting kicked down the road, right?
It does. In fact, it's $48,773. Let me just repeat that. $48,773. And the reason why it increased so much is because they were not planning ahead. And having a plan is where it all starts. How can families avoid this, Tyson?
Well, one of the big things is planning ahead. We talked in the last segment about having a forward-looking retirement strategy, specifically as it relates to taxes.
Yes.
Now keep in mind, we're not CPAs, but we can show you what this is going to look like, and we work with your CPA to help you to understand, probably for the first time, what this is truly going to look like. And with taxes currently at 50-year lows, it could get a lot worse than it is right now.
Well, and here's the challenge. You've been working the last 30, 35, maybe even 50 years, and you're just going down the road to retirement doing the same old thing. In fact, sometimes you fall into that autopilot.
That's right.
And that's a little bit dangerous, because if you fall into this autopilot and you don't have a plan, a forward-looking strategy, when it comes to taxes, you're going to meet the ton of bricks, and it's not going to be nice, Tyson.
Well, and here's another piece that really needs to be understood here, is that there's a lot of you who are thinking to yourself, well, I probably have a lot more in income and a lot more saved for retirement than maybe our Mr. and Mrs. Double or Triple Tax. The reality is that even becomes more important if you've got more income, more money saved, as to how you do this. You've got to have a plan that makes the most sense always.
So let's talk about how families can do that. What do they need to do? If you're watching the show today, we want to help you have a plan and a strategy, and it comes with education.
That's right.
And thanks so much for watching the show today, because at Boss Retirement Solutions, our goal is to give good information to good people so that you can make good decisions.
That's right.
And those good decisions, they don't just happen by accident. It starts by taking control. Now, you cannot control what happens to the tax bracket. You can't even control what happens to your Social Security check. But what you can control is you can control if you have a plan and a strategy. And that's what we'd like to do, is help you have the information and knowledge to make good decisions. Tyson, let's talk to our viewers today about how they can get that plan.
You know, Ryan just mentioned how and when you claim your Social Security benefits will determine largely how much you pay in taxes on your benefits. We've talked again and again in the show that it could be as up to 85% of the Social Security. That's not the bracket you're in, but that's how much of your benefit you're paying taxes on. So the money you were counting on to help fund your retirement is now just a piece of what you thought it was going to be. Learn how you could pay fewer taxes on your Social Security benefits and keep this money for yourself with our customized Social Security analysis. It's quick, it won't cost you a dime, and it could literally save you tens of thousands of dollars and possibly more. So if you've saved at least $200,000 for your retirement, be one of the first 10 callers right now to receive your complimentary customized Social Security analysis at 801-610-1234.
Remember, you have a choice. You can pay the IRS or keep this money for yourself. Find out how you could avoid the Social Security tax trap. Coming up next, join us after the break.
You're watching Retirement Solutions Television, Utah's Retirement TV.
It's your retirement. How will you live it? How will you be remembered?
Will you be able to send me an invitation?
Will you be there for my ball games?
Will you teach me your values? Will you be able to play with me?
Oh, help me go to college. How will I remember you?
Have the retirement you dream about. Ask bossretirement.com.
A big difference in our lives was our dad being an entrepreneur. Our dad, from day one, we noticed that he was happy with what he did. He got along really well with his clients. He was a barber at the Cottonwood Mall. And we would sit there after we got our own haircut, sitting in the barber shop, listening to our dad talk to not only his clients, but what became his friends. And that's when we knew that we wanted to create relationships like that as well. Not too long ago, I had somebody who came and said, today was my last day before I retire. And we had a little party there. And we get to do that all of the time with each of our clients as they retire. Second thing that we love is we have these client appreciation events where we can relax, we can go to a movie together, we can do something fun where we can truly be ourselves, they can be themselves, and we just have a great time together. Ryan and I, when we got into the business, said we don't want to change one or two lives, we want to change millions of lives. Now that doesn't mean that we're going to have millions of clients, but it does mean that we have a ripple effect. And over the next 20 or 30 years, we know we'll have a ripple effect with kids and grandkids as those people retire and make a huge difference along the Wasatch Front.
You're watching Retirement Solutions Television, Utah's Retirement TV.
Welcome back. Remember, Ryan, this saying, it's not what you make, it's what you keep.
That's right.
And it's true when it comes to your Social Security benefits too. Did you know that you could be taxed on as much as 85% of your Social Security benefits? That's what we've been talking about today in the show. 85% of the benefit, right?
That is a big number.
So the money you were counting on to help pay for your basic living expenses in retirement may now only be a fraction of what you were supposed to be. And coming up in our final segment, we're going to reveal how you could avoid the Social Security tax trap and save yourself tens of thousands of dollars in taxes, possibly more. And Ryan, we just recently had a client come into our office and had his own tax trap going on, right?
Well, he was part of the Mr. and Mrs. Triple Tax group. And for most of you out there, as you're listening and watching this show, you need to be thinking about how will this impact you individually? Because you know what? In this particular case, he thought he had everything in the right order. In fact, what he had been doing is just driving down to retirement on autopilot. And he said, I've saved a lot of money. It was in the millions of dollars. And he had no idea on what the tax effect was going to be on his Social Security because of provisional income, and because when he turned age 70 and a half, what the required minimum distributions were going to do to his tax scenario. He was in one of the unfortunate group where his money would triple. Here's the good news, is he had some time to plan. Now he's 62 years old. That gives you a good amount of time to be able to plan. And so, Tyson, how do we avoid this? We've talked about today about Doug double tax. We've talked about Mr. and Mrs. Triple Tax. We see clients come in all of the time that aren't even aware that they're going to be taxed on their Social Security. How do we do this? Where does this all start if we're watching the show
Well,
today?
I want to even bring one other thing up about this gentleman before we even get into that, which is that he had 5 different advisors that were helping him. And he said, no one has ever talked to us about this plan.
Yeah.
And so you need to take a look first at how much income you're taking in retirement. This becomes a pretty big deal as to what tax bracket you're going to be pushed into, right? I mean, if you have no clue where the income's coming from, how you're going to take that income, whether it's from Social Security, whether it's from a savings account, whether you take it from some kind of qualified plan like an IRA or a 401k, maybe you've got a pension. You've got to look at all of those things, right?
It starts by identifying all of the areas where you could experience some risk. Because if you just put your head in the sand, we call this the ostrich way, head in the sand. You've got it just buried and you're thinking, okay, I'll deal with these challenges when they get there. It may be too late. So being able to identify what risks and challenges you have, now what you can do is we can help you create simple, actionable strategies that will help you be able to take control of this situation and get in the right alignment.
That's right. The next piece, as it relates back to the Boss Retirement Blueprint, we just talked about income. Now we have inflation. You need to understand how inflation is going to impact you, how you're going to continue to need to take more income all the way through retirement, and ensure that you've got the same standard of living, which then leads to growth. You know, we just can't put it all in one bucket as it relates to growth. Cross our fingers and hope that it all turns out, right?
Well, it's never a good idea just to hope, because hope is not a financial strategy. And you know, as we're looking at this and you think about, as you're watching this show, could this happen to me? Yes, but guess what? You can also take action today by having a plan and having a strategy. And what we want to help you understand today is how and when you claim your Social Security benefits will determine how much you pay in taxes on your benefits. In fact, you could be taxed, like we've talked a lot about in today's show, on as much as 85% of your benefits.
Hopefully it's lower.
That's right. But 85% is a big number. So the money you were counting on to help fund your retirement, we don't want to turn that into a fraction of what you were planning on. So learn how to pay fewer taxes with your free Social Security analysis, and you'll be able to keep more money for yourself instead of putting more into Uncle Sam. It's quick. It won't cost you a dime, and it could literally save you tens of thousands of dollars, possibly more. So if you're one of those who have saved at least $200,000 for retirement, be one of the first 10 callers to give us a call right now to receive your complimentary customized Social Security analysis. Give us a call at the number on the screen, 801-610-1234.
You're watching Retirement Solutions Television, Utah's Retirement TV.
Our office does have a family feel. We consider everyone on our team to be part of our family. You know, sometimes at work it gets crazy and it's a little bit stressful, but at the end of the day, that's just like real life. And real life is about relationships. It's about making a difference, supporting each other in good times and bad times, and that's what our environment is like at the office. It is very unique and it's different. You know, I don't think everyone can work with a family member. Welcome to Retirement Solutions Television. I'm Ryan Thacker along with my brother Tyson.
Okay, let's do it again.
Okay, you ready?
I thought you were going to say one more thing.
What do you want me to say?
No, that's good.
And we shared a bedroom together when we were little kids. And we've always had the ability to have different strengths and different weaknesses, and what we have been able to do is combine those in a way that together we're far better than we could be individually, and it's something I'm grateful to have the opportunity to work together with him.
You're watching Retirement Solutions Television, Utah's Retirement TV.
Thanks for watching today's show. If you'd like to start a conversation, give us a call or go to our website. We'd be happy to talk to you.
Remember, retiring successfully doesn't happen by accident. We'll see you next week.